I have this question long ago. Like this question I have in my mind, that how Bhishma Panchak is celebrated in Dakshinan time when Bhishma passed in Uttarayan. Like
to whatever I understand, I will say, Prabhu, it is said that the way how he had meditated upon before leaving, that is what we are practicing. It is not that we are celebrating it. It is said that how he concentrated upon his mind before leaving, the similar way in these 5 days, we try to do some austerities so as to engage more, because these 5 days are the last few days of Kartik Mass, right? So we do some austerity to engage ourselves in remembering the Lord. This is how I understand, and we are doing it.
okay, means Bhishma didn't pass in this time. He passed in Uttarayan only.
Yes,
Like
yes.
that.
He passed during the Uttarayan. So can we start, Mataji? I'll start with the Kirtan.
Yes, Mataji.
If anybody would like to do, they can also volunteer, or else I'll start. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Girivaradari Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Yashodanandana Jaya Brajajana Ranjana Jaya Yamuna Tirabanacha Hari Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Yamuna Tirabanacha Jaya Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki Jai. So welcome you all to this session of Nectar of Devotion. We are in the last 5 days of Kartik month. As we see that even materialistically we have like White Wednesday, Black Friday, wherein there is a lot of offers and people flock in. So this Kartik month was similarly like, on the spiritual ground, it's a kind of an offer, a little bit of austerity we do, it is in the multiples of 100 we benefit. And this last 5 days are very important, wherein you can do various austerities. There are people who take up do Vishwa Panchak, where they accept the 3 levels. First level where they accept only the things related to the cow. Second, only the fruit and roots. So that is how we are doing all this austerity only to control our mind. This tongue is the most uncontrollable of all the senses. Once the tongue is controlled, we can. So we are engaging that tongue in the service of the Lord by chanting, glorifying the Lord, and taking the maximum benefit of this month, Kartik month. So welcome you all. With that note, we will go ahead with the Mangalacharan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादाना सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। नामचिन्तामणि कृष्ण चैतन्य रसविग्रह पूर्णशुद्धो नित्यमुक्तो अभिन्नत्वं नाम नामिनो। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवात्सादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। The second verse of Shad Goswami Ashtagam. नाना शास्त्र विचारनैक निपुनो सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानां हितकारिणो त्रिभुवने मन्यो शरण्याकरो राधा कृष्ण पदारविन्द भजना नन्देन मत्तालिको वन्दे रूप सनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको। I offer my respectful obeisances unto the 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the 3 worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of, because they are absorbed in the mode of gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, please accept my humble obeisances. Please bless me so that I speak the right words in the right mode for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, satisfaction of my Guru, and for my own purification. Hare Krishna. So we started with NOD, which we first understood the definition of Uttama Bhakti. Right? So we understood that Uttama Bhakti means it should be Anukulena, it should be favorable. Favorable. Anukulena Krishnano, it should be favorable for Krishna. Anushilanam, and we have to cultivate the devotional service for Krishna, and that cultivation should be Anya Abhilashita. It should be only for the service of the Lord, for His satisfaction. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. So, understanding that definition, that what is devotional service, we understood the characteristics of devotional service. So, what are the characteristics of devotional service? Anyone?
It is like Kleshagni, then it is Shubhada, then it is Krishna Akarshini, and only these three. I don't know the between ones.
I can complete. Hare Krishna. Kleshagna Sukta, Moksha Laguratit Sudurlabha, Chandrananda Visheshatma, Krishna Shreya Sacha. These are the 6 qualities.
Yes, these are the 6 characteristics of devotional service. Kleshagni, right? Shubhada. So, understanding that, we further went ahead to know the different types of devotional service. Uttama Bhakti, right? Different types of devotional service. We said that it is Sadhana Bhakti, then Bhava Bhakti, and then Prema Bhakti. In Sadhana Bhakti, we understood that it is following the rules and regulations. And in that, there are 2 classifications. They are Vaidihi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Right? And then, after that, what did we do? We went through what is Sadhana Vaidihi Bhakti, following the rules and regulations of. And even then, we understood that even when we start doing devotional service, right? That is Sadhana Bhakti, which are the 2 characteristics that come into it. The moment we start doing devotional service, among the 6 characteristics, we see that our Kleshagni, that whatever you see, the ignorance we have, whatever we do, the activities we do, which is not related to Krishna, is actually due to our ignorance. And because of that ignorance, we desire in a very wrong way, right, for our sense gratification. So here it is said that the moment you do sadhana bhakti, even the seed, right, the seed of that, the desire, the ignorance, that is removed. And then it gives us Shubhada, all auspiciousness. We become, it attracts everyone. We develop good qualities. So that is what we understood in Sadhana Bhakti, right? And further, we said that, or we can say that, why are we doing this Sadhana Bhakti? Why do we want to do this Sadhana Bhakti?
Because it is the simplest, because it begins with hearing and chanting. Just by hearing and chanting, it is very easy to perform. Just by using your tongue and the ears, it gives us auspiciousness.
Progress, Mataji, in devotional.
Yeah.
To
So we are trying to cultivate, right? Yes, Rohini Mataji?
To reach that level of spontaneous, where it becomes spontaneous.
Bhava. The goal of sadhana bhakti is bhava. Spontaneous is, it comes, but the main goal of sadhana bhakti is to achieve, the goal is to achieve the bhava bhakti, and then the prema. So, but then why are we doing, that is our goal, we understand. But we should understand that the devotion for the Lord, but that is there dormant in each and every one. Right? So that has to be cultivated. We have to get it out, that dormant devotional service. For that, we start doing the sadhana, the Vaidhi Bhakti. Right? So it just like how we churn, when we see curd, there is butter in it, right? Unless and until you churn the curd, the butter will not come out. There is fire in the wood, unless until you rub the fire with. Similarly, there is devotion within us. We have to churn, we have to cultivate like a child. And he has that potency to walk, correct? But then how we help them? We hold his hand and we help him to walk. Similarly, we have the potency that is dormant. So by doing this bhakti, sadhana bhakti, we have to cultivate, have to bring that devotion within us. And then there's essence. What the essence of this doing the sadhana is We have to, because what they say that we have to always think about Lord. We have to think about His glories. We have to chant. So for that, actually, our senses are so much. We are in the mode of ignorance, and that is our knowledge is covered by ignorance. Right? So we have to remove that ignorance. Then only we can fix. To think about someone, we have to fix our mind onto that something, right? So that sense object, that spiritual object is Krishna. So to fix our mind onto that object, we have to do sadhana bhakti. That is the essence of bhakti, fixing our mind onto Krishna. Because we are in so much mode of ignorance, and that depends upon the degree and how much degree of ignorance you are in. So in Bhagavad Gita it says, right, sometimes it is just like, a spark of fire, like a dry grass, a spark of fire is enough. It gets blazed. Similarly, some are not fully into ignorance. A little bit they hear, they develop that bhakti. But for some, it is just like a mirror covered with dust. You need someone to clean that dust. Like you need a guru, you need some devotee in your life who would come and remove that. And for some, the mode of ignorance is so thick, just like an embryo within the womb, that it is very difficult for that person to realize the importance of devotional service. Thus, understanding various devotional services, then we understood that what is the eligibility, isn't it? What is the eligibility of doing the sadhana, Vaidihi Bhakti? What is the eligibility? Who is qualified?
Having faith in the process of bhakti.
Yeah, we should have faith. So how do we get that faith?
By association with devotees.
Yeah, that is
I can say by books.
the mercy of a devotee. Very good. Yes, it is by the mercy of a devotee. We develop that faith. We develop that, we get that knowledge. Right. So these are, so based on this, there were various classifications, 3 types of adhikaris. Who are those 3 types of adhikaris?
Kanishtadhikari, Madhyadhikari, Uttadhikari.
Yeah. Yeah, these are the 3. So in Kanishta, the faith and the knowledge is wavering, not much. But in Madhyama, it is, the faith is firm.
In Madhyamadhikari means he preaches to people, but he's like, but he opposes to those who are not that firm. He preaches also and he opposes also, likewise.
The second class devotee has faith, but he is not able to, put forth arguments like convince others, sort of.
Correct. That is the Madhyamadhikari. And the Uttama?
He has faith. He has. Sorry, Mataji, are you talking?
Yeah. And so so thus understanding Kanishta. So there is a prerequisite, right? Kanishta stage, like how do come develop that faith, because there are so many times that we studied about the Sukritinas, the 4 types of Sukritinas. What are they?
Artha, Artharchi, Nani, Jignashu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Artha, Artharthi, Jnani and Jignasu. Right? Artha, when in distress. So there are so many times we have seen that not all people who are in distress, they approach the Lord. In fact, we have seen that there are so many people who take up Krishna conscious, like they start the sadhana bhakti, but when some eventualities come upon them or some reversals come, they lose the faith. Right. So, but there are some who take the shelter of the Lord when. That is why it is because of the Agyata Sukriti they must have got, that faith they have developed, the mercy of a devotee. Right. We see that for Artha, the example is given as Gajendra. Gajendra, when he was in distress, first to relieve him of the distress, he called out the Lord. But when the Lord came, he said that I don't want to be in this material world. Please give me liberation and please engage me in your service. Then Artharthi also, it was Dhruva. Dhruva, initially he started it with the intention of getting a position higher than his grandfather. But then later on, when the Lord appeared before him, it was like he was like, what did I ask for? Right, I should have asked for a shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord. And then we have Jigyasu, that is Naimisharanya sages. They started their sacrifices to for 1,000 years for the benefit of the people. And then later on, when Suta Goswami came, they wanted to hear about the glories of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, which will only bring some good for the people, for the welfare for the people. And then later on, among the Jnanis are the 4 Kumaras. The 4 Kumaras, they are said to be, they were impersonalist. But then it is said, there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam which says that Tatyaravinda Nainasya Padaravinda Kinjal Kamishra Tulasi Makaranda Vayu. That is Tulasi Makaranda Vayu. When he smelled the tulsi leaf which was offered at the lotus feet of the Lord, what happened is the Antargata स्वाविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरजिषम् अपि चेत्ततन्वो. When he smelled that, there was an agitation, his mind and senses. He gave up the impersonalism and he surrendered to the personal form of the Lord. So these the 4 Krishnas we understood, and then further we went to understand that the witches, the 2 witches of bhakti, who are those 2 witches?
Bhukti and Mukti.
Yeah, why?
Because Bhukti we have material enjoyment, we want material enjoyment, and in Mukti we desire liberation, that is merging in the impersonal liberation.
Yeah. So, but why they are called the witches?
Because they come in between the path of love of Godhead.
So we can call them as obstacles. We can call them as obstacles, impediments. Why was the word witches?
Because they don't do us pure devotion, like we can say to achieve Krishna Prem, like they come in between.
Yeah, the witches, ghost, ghost. How do they act? They act within the body, right? So these desires that that is within our body, the bhakti, the desire for sense gratification, the desire to be one with the Lord. That's why they're called as witches. That is acting within us. So we have to get rid of these witches, which are impediments to our. And further, now yesterday we started that how the great devotees of the Lord, who are pure devotees of the Lord, who are attached to the Lord and His glories, they give up everything material. So yesterday we saw that there were various examples given by Mataji. If you all remember 1 or 2, you can say, and then we can go ahead completing this chapter. Who are the pure devotees?
About Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, when Lord asked him, ask something, and he said, I'm not doing a business with you, so I don't need anything.
Very good, very good. Any other examples?
Parikshit Maharaj, when he came to know that in 7 days time he is going to die, he just left everything and he went on the banks of the Ganga to hear Srimad Bhagavad Puran from Shuddha Goswami.
Anybody else? So there were various examples yesterday we saw. So further, yes, Mataji?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Ambarish Maharaj. Yes. Can you elaborate a little?
Gajendra story also.
Gajendra story.
Ambarish Maharaj, during Ekadashi breaking the fast, Durvasa Muni had come earlier, and so he was waiting for Durvasa Muni. Then the time was over, so he took just a little sip of water. But Durvasa Muni got very angry, and he took out his hair and he asked the demon to punish him, to kill him. Then the Lord sent the Sudarshan Chakra to save Ambarish Maharaj.
Okay. So further to that, we will understand few more examples before we end this chapter.
Mataji, Sudama.
Sudama was discussed yesterday in this.
Okay. Yeah, just one example.
Just give me 1 minute. Huh? Very good. So, can somebody read this?
Mataji, we can call gopis also, pure devotees.
Gopis, they are the Varishta devotees. They are the Prema Bhakta.
Okay.
Yeah. We can read this first paragraph.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, can you just scroll down little bit, Mataji? Yes, Mataji. Fine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In the same Haya Shira Pancharatra, after Narsimhadev wanted to give benedictions to Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlada did not accept any material benediction and simply asked the favor of the Lord to remain his eternal devotee. In this connection, Prahlad Maharaj cited example of Hanuman, the eternal servitor of Lord Ramachandra, who also set an example by never asking any material favor from the Lord. He always remained engaged in the Lord's service. That is the ideal character of Hanuman, for which he is still worshipped by all devotees. Prahlad Maharaj also offered his respectful obeisances unto Hanuman. There is a well-known verse spoken by Hanuman in which he says, "My dear Lord, if you like, you can give me salvation from this material existence or the privilege of merging into your existence. But I do not wish any of these things. I do not want anything that diminishes my relationship with you as servant to master, even after revelation." Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are going through the examples where the devotees, the pure devotees of the Lord, they do not desire for liberation. They only desire for service to because understanding our constitutional position, we are the servant of the Lord, so our duty is to serve them. So they do not want any liberation and they are asking for service to the Lord. And first here, now the example is given of Hanuman. So we see that Hanuman, Anjani Putra, right, having the potency of Vayu. As a small child, he had once swallowed the sun, thinking that to be some fruit. Right, and when he did that, there was total darkness. Okay, and then then Lord Indra came convincing him, but then he was very naughty. So to teach him a lesson, he was hit on his chin. So when this was done, Vayu got very angry. He took his son inside and he stopped air, which really suffocated the people in the universe. So along with all the demigods, Brahma goes to convince him, and there we see that all the demigods had given benediction to Hanuman, but Hanuman is not quite interested. They had given him benediction, like Shiva says that you will nobody can you have icha with nobody can kill you. Brahma also gives him some benediction. Says that you are what is that? Brahma also gives him an equivalent benediction. Then why Varuna says that you will not be killed by no water body can harm you. Fire will say that no fire can touch you. So he was given various benedictions, right? So this benediction which he was given to him, actually Hanuman had forgotten because of this curse. And then when Hanuman was during the time of exile, Lord Rama met Hanuman. He gave Hanuman this ring and he told Hanuman that I know that you are capable of finding my Sita, and when you find her, you take this ring and show her. So, and Hanuman was always in distress, thinking unhappy that he was not able to do, because they had gone to, everybody was sent in different directions. And along the southern direction, it was Hanuman along with Jambavan had gone. So they came to a point where they couldn't, it was ocean and they didn't know what to do further, and they have not found out where Mata Sita was. And that time Sampati tells that he saw Ravana crossing this ocean and going to the other side. So when he had to cross, so everybody was like, they were all Vanars. How could they do? That time Jambavan tells him about this. the various benediction he had got, which will help. So when Jambavan was telling about various benediction, Hanuman was not that quite interested, because there was nothing which all this benediction was for him. And then later on, when he said that, then came Lord Vishnu, and the Lord Vishnu, because he said that you will be a great servant of mine, you will be a great devotee, and that is when he became very pleased. And then he remembered his potency, and then he crossed and could find Mother Sita. So here we understand that though Hanuman was given various benediction by all, but he was not interested in all that. He was only interested when he was said, he became bright and pleased when he was told that you will be a great devotee of mine, and then you will be my servant and you will work for my service. That is what is the mode of a devotee who always wants service of the Lord. This is what is explained over here. And further here in this 6th canto, 14th chapter, 5th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Maharaj Parikshit inquires from Shukadev Goswami, my dear Brahmana, I understand that the demon Vritrasura was such a great sinful person, and his mentality was completely absorbed in the mode of passion and ignorance. How did he develop such a perfectionist of devotional service to Narayana? I have heard that even great persons who have undergone severe austerities and who are liberated with full knowledge must strive to become a devotee. It is understood that such a person are very rare and almost never to be seen. So I am astonished that Vritrasur became such a devotee. He is telling that you see that it is so difficult to become a devotee. We see that there are so many living entities, right? Jalaja Nava Lakshani, Stavara Laksha Vimsati, Krimeya Rudra Sankyaka, Pakshinam Dasha Lakshanam, Trimshal Lakshani, Pashavaha, and Manusha is Chatur Lakshani, only 4 lakh species of men. Right? Among that 4 lakh species also, there are so many, 1 in 1,000. There are so very less people who inquires about the Lord. And among them also, 1 in 1,000 gets liberation. And among those liberated, only one may become a devotee of the Lord. That is so rare, that is a rarity, to become a devotee of the Lord. But even then, how did this Vritrasur, who is a demon, he became such a great devotee of the Lord? So we can understand this Vritrasura, he is in his previous life was a king. Anybody, any idea who was he? Vritrasura was
Chitraketu.
Chitraketu Mataji.
Yeah, he was Chitraketu. So why he was punished? Why King Chitraketu was punished?
He insulted Parvati Devi.
Yeah. Where we saw that he was speaking Bhagavatam and he had Parvati Devi sitting on his lap, Lord Shiva's lap. So he had mocked over it. So being angry, he was cursed by Parvati Devi. So then here we see that Lord Indra also, he was in his palace enjoying, the Gandharvas and the Kinnaras, the way music and dance. And that time their priest, Brihaspati, had come to his palace, but he was so much in sense gratification that he ignored his spiritual master. And because of that, Brihaspati just left the palace. Then later on, King Indra, he realized it. But then before that, Brihaspati had already left. So under the instruction guidance of Brahma, they accepted Vishwarupa as their spiritual master. In this course of time, these devas were attacked by the demons. So they had to have a spiritual master who would guide them to win back their kingdom. So the devas, they accepted Vishwarupa as the spiritual master. But Vishwarupa's father was Tvashta and mother was a demon. So he had slight inclination towards the demon. So whatever sacrifices he would do, a part of it, he would give it to the demon. So when Lord Indra came to know about this, he beheaded Vishwarupa. So when he did this act, his father Twashta became very angry, and then he performed a sacrifice. But in that sacrifice, his intention of the sacrifice that made the enemies of Lord Indra increase. But then when he spoke the mantra, it became that he be the enemy of Indra, and from that sacrifice came out Vritrasura. And this Vritrasura, though he was a demon, right? But to kill him, it was not that easy for Lord Indra. So Lord Indra had to take shelter of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu said that you just cannot defeat Vritrasura. And to kill him, you have to get the bone of Dadichi Muni. And with that bone, you have to make this Vajra. And then only you can kill Vritrasura. So you see how great, though he was in the body of a demon, and then Dadichi Muni accepted the instruction of Lord Vishnu and gave up his body, only to give that his bones to Indra so that he can make that Vajra. And when during the fight, when Vritrasura, it is said that when Vritrasura entered the arena of battlefield, when he roared so loudly that most of the demigods, they fainted and they fell over them. Seeing this, Indra became very panicked. He panicked and he threw his mace, his gada. When he threw his gada, Vritrasura just with his left hand he held it and he threw it back, and it went and hit the elephant of Vritrasura. And this elephant, he started bleeding from his forehead, and he flew around 14 yards behind. So seeing this, Indra became very, he doubted. He was like, how to defeat Vritrasura. And Vritrasura was telling him, come on, you have this Vajra with you, given by Lord Vishnu, which is meant to kill me. Why don't you use that? He was encouraging him and he said, come on, he'll kill me. So let me get liberated from this body and I will be engaged in the service of the Lord. That was it. And Lord Indra, though he was given the weapon, the instruction by Lord, but still he was confused. He was like, will this Vajra act well? Because my Gada, he was more, saying that, will my Gada, as my Gada was defeated, my mace was defeated by Vritrasura, will he defeat this also? And Vritrasura is convincing him, no, you just throw it and it will do its work. And then Vritrasura offered some prayers to the Lord, very beautiful prayers. We will just go through those prayers, which we can make us understand that how devotees of the Lord, even in the body of a demon, they are so much surrendered.
Okay, one more story regarding Hanuman. Means Hanuman told Ram that I don't want to go to Ayodhya Lok. I want to stay in the material world only, like serving the people. So now also Hanuman is like serving Ram in this world. He's not going to Ayodhya Lok. There's also a story.
He wants to be engaged in the service of the Lord. Yes, Prabhu. Good. So here are the few prayers by Vritrasura. Vritrasura says that Nanaka prishtam na chaparmeshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhira punarbhavam va samanishvatva virhaya kanti. Means I do not desire the enjoyment of Dhruva Loka, the heavenly planet, the highest of the material planet, the planet of Brahma, with all of opulence. Nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of this earthly planet or any lower planetary system. I do not desire for any mystic yoga. I do not want liberation. But what is burning is the separation from you, the source of all the opportunity. None of these will satisfy me. I want only the service of the Lord. Then here is telling that just like a bird, he gives 3 examples, how to show that how much he is earning to serve the Lord. First, he says that how small birds, the wings have not developed, right? And they are in their nest and they are waiting for their mother to come because they're totally dependent upon their mother. So this shows that how the devotee is totally dependent upon Krishna. But here the acharyas explain that first he said this example, I'm totally dependent on you. But then he realizes, no, I'm depending on Krishna. That this dependence, this example shows that this dependence is for my need. He said, no. Then he said that, no, I am like that hungry calf, the calf who's anxiously waiting for his mother so that he can suck milk from her udder. But then here he says that he gives that, I'm like that calf, who's anxiously waiting. But then again he says that, no, not this example. Here also it is for mine. Then he says that I'm like that wife, who is separated from her husband. And she's also thinking that when my husband will come, when I will serve him, and then he will be satisfied by my service. So here he sees that, yeah, the wife is also happy serving him, serving the husband, and the husband is also happy by her service. Similarly, he said, yeah, I want to be like that, where I'm eager to serve the Lord, and the Lord is also satisfied by my service. So these were the prayers of Vritrasura. He has come and taken up the body, but that devotion for the Lord has not gone. He is craving for the service of the Lord. And then in the end, it is very beautiful. He is saying that I seek friendship in the association. Does not want anything. He just want the association of the devotees. Why? That is only which will keep us from fall down. That will only keep us in for going forward in our devotional service. So these were the prayers of the great devotee Vritrasura, who is craving for the service of the Lord, and for that he seeks the association of the devotees. This was one further example. Further, can somebody read this in the above verse?
Can I read in the above verse?
Yes, you can read.
The most important thing to be noted is that there may be many liberated persons who have merged into the existence of the impersonal Brahman, but a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, is very, very rare. Even out of millions of liberated persons, only one is fortunate enough to become a devotee.
Yes. Now there are another example of Srimad Bhagavatam. You can read this, Prabhu.
Okay, in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 8th chapter, verse 20, Queen Kunti is praying to Lord Krishna at the time of his departure. My dear Krishna, you are so great that you are inconceivable even to great stalwart scholars and Paramahansas, fully liberated souls. So if such great sages who are transcendental to all the reactions of material existence are unable to know you, then as far as we are concerned, belonging to the less intelligent woman class, how is it possible for us to know your glories? How can we understand you? In this verse, the particular thing to be noted is that the personality of Godhead is not understood by great liberated persons, but only by devotees such as Queen Kunti in her humbleness. Although she was a woman and was considered less intelligent than a man, still she has realized the glories of Krishna. That is the purport of this verse.
Yeah, see, it is said that it is not the Lord of the personality of Godhead is not understood by great liberated person. Only by, so here this verse actually it shows the humbleness of Kunti Maharani. She was such a great devotee of the Lord. It is not that the great sages would desire to be one like her. That was her devotion to the Lord. So here in this verse, we see here it is. तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनां अमलात्मनां भक्तियोगाभिधानार्थं कथं पश्येमहि स्त्रियः. So it is in generally it is said that the women are, it is not that they are less intelligent, they are very emotional. They are not like those great people, philosophers who speculate, Now in this forum also we see that there are mainly it is the Matajis who attend, right? Because Prabhupada they say that it is the simplicity of acceptance of the Lord's authority is more effective in the woman than showing insincere religious favor. That is why, here it is said that there is no need that you should have you should be very intelligent. You should you have to go into the depth to understand the Lord. No, it is only the devotion, the love for Krishna, where you can attract the mercy for Krishna. So here say that Prabhupada says that women in general are unable to speculate like the philosophers. but they are blessed by the Lord because they believe at once the superiority and the almightiness of the Lord, and thus they offer obeisances without reservation. So those who surrender to the Lord, those who accept the superiority, those who accept the almightiness of the Lord, they can attract His mercy. That is, and not those who have done great austerity for liberation. No, that qualification. That is not the qualification. The qualification is surrender unto the Lord, take the shelter of His devotee, and attract His mercy. This is one which we understood. Further in the verse, it talks about, this is also a very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, which talks about where Prabhupada says that first canto, 7th chapter, 10th verse. Here it is said that Atma Ramas cha Muneya. Atma Ram means those who are self-satisfied. Okay, they have reached the highest level. And the Munis, they are nirgranta api urukrami. Nirgranta, they are free from all the bondage. These Atmaramas and the Munis, right? They have reached the highest level where they are not attached to anything. In spite of that, in spite of urukrama, they are doing what? They are doing kurvanti ahaitukam bhakti. Still, even though they are detached, they do not want anything, but they are doing devotional service, and that too without any desire, ahaitukam bhakti, by onto Hari. And that shows that why they are attracted, that is because the Supreme Lord possesses the transcendental qualities. This means that the Lord possesses the transcendental qualities, therefore can attract everyone, including the liberated souls. Understood? The meaning of this is that those Atmaramas, those who are satisfied, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu, he explains this is that somebody who is, he has eaten all kinds of sweets and everything is kept in front. He says, no, I don't want. But there is one particular thing which, even though he is satisfied with all, but he would like to have, certainly. Like that is the qualities of the Lord, who is beautiful, Madhuram in all ways. His singing, his dancing, his crying, his fight with others, everything is so sweet and so Madhuram. When he takes the form, of a boar, he is beautiful. Prabhu was explaining in this way, like, suppose a wild pig, he goes into a muddy water or a dirty water, and when he comes out and when he shakes his body, what will we do? We will run away. But the Supreme Lord, when he takes the form of a boar, he took he protected, he saved the Mother Earth, and when he comes out and he shakes his body, with that water, he purified the entire universe, and his hair, which fell, it was considered, it became the kusha grass, which is used for various sacrifices, right? Pure purification. So I say that is the transcendental quality. That is what he possesses, which is attracting even those who are self-satisfied. So that is the quality of the transcendental quality of the Supreme Lord. So to know that, so it's here. Can somebody read this? This only the highlighted part.
The
Hare
purpose
Krishna
of
Mataji.
this is,
Yeah. Yes, Mili Mataji.
Hare Krishna. The purport of this verse is that a liberated soul has absolutely no desire at all for material enjoyment. He is wholly freed from all kinds of material desires, yet still he is irresistibly attracted by the desire to hear and understand the pastimes of the Lord. We may therefore conclude that the glories and pastimes of the Lord are not material. Otherwise, how could the liberated persons known as Atma Ramas be attracted by such pastimes? That is the important point in this verse. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. So it is only the glories of the Lord, the pastime, the Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela of the Lord, that will help us to get liberated from this material, from our misery of this material world. That is what. So this verse is called as the Atma Rama verse 1.7.10. Okay. Then further, it talks about the 5 types of liberation. To become one with the Lord is Sa, to become one with the Lord is? Which mukti?
Sayujya Mukti.
Sayujya Mukti.
To live on the same planet?
Salokya.
Salokya. To obtain the same bodily features?
Sarupya.
To same opulence?
Shashti.
Sarishta.
Shashti. And to be in a constant association?
Samipya.
Samipya. So these are the 5 types of liberation. Of these 5 liberated stages, the Sayujya Mukti, or to merge with the impersonal existence, is the last to be accepted. In fact, not accepted by the devotee who accept the personal form of the Lord. It is the impersonalists who try to be, they try to merge with the impersonal form of the Lord. The other 4 liberation, it is said, whatever, these 4 liberation are also of no use if you do not desire to serve the Lord. You are in the same planet of the Lord, but you do not have the desire to serve the Lord, then that type of a liberation is also of no use. So it is said that all those who are promoted to Vaikuntha planet and who possess the 4 kinds of liberation may sometimes develop an affection for Krishna, and from there they get promoted to the Krishna Loka. So this is because they want to serve the Lord. Here in Vaikuntha, it is just Dasya Bhava. But the sweetness of the Lord, that can be experienced only in the, the Goloka Vrindavan. So though they are in the liberation, but when they desire, right, they are promoted to the Krishna Loka. That is what is said in this verse. Further, can somebody read this?
Mataji.
Yes,
So those who are in the 4 liberated states may still be going through different stages of existence. In the beginning, they may want the appearance of Krishna, but at the mature stage, the dormant love for Krishna is exhibited in the Vrindavana becomes prominent in their hearts. As such, the pure devotee never accepts the liberation of Sayujya to become one with the Supreme. Though sometimes they may accept as favorable the other 4 liberated states. Haribol Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So this we understood. Further, we understand that, you can read, is there anyone who can read out of these many kinds of devotees?
Read Mataji.
Yes, yes.
Out of many kinds of devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one who is attracted to the original form of the Lord Krishna is Vrindavan, is considered to be the foremost first-class devotee. Such a devotee is never attracted by the opulence of Vaikuntha or even Dwaraka or royal city where Krishna ruled. The conclusion of Sri Rupa Goswami is that the devotees who are attracted by the pastimes of the Lord in Gokula of Vrindavana are the topmost devotees. A devotee
because there is where you can enjoy the sweetness of the Lord, which you cannot experience in even in Vaikuntha. Yeah. Vrindavana.
Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
A devotee who's attached to a particular form of the Lord does not wish to redirect his devotion to other forms. For example, Hanuman, the devotee of Lord Ramachandra, knew that there is no difference between Lord Ramachandra and Lord Narayana, and yet he still wanted to render service only to Lord Ramachandra. That is due to his specific attraction of a particular devotee. There are many, many forms of lords, but Krishna is still the original form. Though all of the devotees of the different forms of the Lord are in the same category, still it is said that those who are devotees of Lord Krishna are the topmost in the list of all devotees.
Very good. So in this aspect, there is one example from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyone can recollect? Who was attracted to Lord Ramachandra?
Murari Gupta, Mataji.
Yeah, the Murari Gupta, right? He was so much attracted. He was who is Murari Gupta? He's
Lord Hanuman.
Hanuman. Is Hanuman in
Yes, he was Hanuman
Mahaprabhu's
himself.
life.
Yeah. So when to test his devotion to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells him, now you have to worship Lord Krishna. He told him about the qualities and the pastimes and the glories of Krishna, and he said that now you have to associate. Now you have to do worship. You should take shelter of Krishna, and that will satisfy your mind. He tells him that. So that night, Murari Gupta couldn't sleep. He was crying, and he said that. You take away my life because I cannot, suffer that separation from Lord Rama. And then he comes and he tells Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, I said that, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that, yeah, that is how a devotee should be, You should be very much attached to your, nothing should deter you. Apratihata. You should not be attracted. This is to any other. Now this is Krishna's form. It doesn't matter. But then it is just a lesson given to us that how in separation, even then he is thinking about you have to take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. This is the lesson that we can take. But so then later on also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the darshan where he himself, expanded in Lord Rama. Lakshman and Sita Mai, and then he is a Hanuman over there to show him that, to bless him. He gave the darshan of that form. So this is what we have to understand, that in whatever forms it is, but in whatever situation we are, we should never leave the the shelter of the Lord. We should always be tightly have that firm faith that it is only Krishna who can help us to cross this ocean of material miseries. Thus, giving the examples of various devotees who were in various calamities. Even then, they did not leave the shelter of the Lord. They were very much attached to it and was ready to take up any reversals, but only for the pleasure of the Lord. That is should be our mode when we take up devotional service. We should not get distracted to any other modes of worship. It should be fixed and it should be a hetuki, without any personal desire. Our desire should always be to serve the Lord. That should be the mode of devotional service. There is one question what Mataji has written. How is personal association with the dog different from Krishna conscious devotees' desire to? Yeah, it is not different. When you are serving the Lord, right? That means you are following the instructions of the Guru. So it is equivalent to when you follow. That is what we say now. When should attract the mercy of a devotee attracts the mercy of Krishna. So when you have taken the shelter of a guru, following, because the guru is following the acharyas, and the acharyas are those realized the supremacy of the Lord. So that is how it goes.
Mataji, then,
Okay,
then
my question.
why is it saying that they don't desire for any of these? That's why I'm a bit confused, Mataji.
They don't desire
like
liberation.
Throughout the passage, no, throughout the passages we have been reading that they don't. Yeah, the first one is out of question, Sayujya, but I also read that the pure devotees don't desire for any of the other type of liberation. So my confusion is, if it's the same serving the Lord, then why is that
If
also
it is
looked down
serving the
upon?
Lord,
I'm
it is
confused.
okay.
Yeah.
Even they are in that liberation, where if they get the chance to serve the Lord, it is okay. That is what they say. They are getting that liberation where if there is no service to the Lord, then they do not accept it. That is what even in that liberated state, they want to serve the Lord. The main the theme is serving the Lord. That attitude. It is written in one of the paragraphs, wherein if you can see that this liberation, it is there, Mataji, where it says that pure devotees never accept the liberation to become one, but sometimes they accept the favorable other four liberated state, but even that the other four liberations, although not desired by devotees, are still not against the devotional ideas. Some of the liberated person who have achieved these four stages may also develop affection for Krishna, and maybe in that stage when they develop affection, there is somewhere it is written that even in that stage when they get a chance to serve the Lord, they do not mind. But they do not accept that enjoying over there for their benefit. They want service to the Lord. Even in that state, they want service to the Lord. That is what it is mentioned, Mataji. That
Okay,
is the mentality of a pure devotee. Yes, Prabhu.
okay, my question is, Hare Krishna Mataji, in 12th chapter 5th verse, it is said, Klesho adhikarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukham deha vadviro Vapyate means Krishna says that those who worship an impersonal feature, for them liberation is very difficult, and even though they are liberated, they once again fall down to the material world. So we see these impersonal like philosophers, Mayavadi, Shankaracharyavadi, the Muslims, because they consider God as impersonal. So all these people have Sayuja Mukti. So they once again return to the material world, and only we Vaishnavas eternally associate with Krishna. Is that the case? Because
Yes.
Krishna himself says that those who worship my person form, they only come to me like that. So all these people, they have some impersonal God consciousness, like, so they all are like Sayujya Mukti, like we can say.
Yeah, correct what you're saying. Those Sayuja Mukti, there is, it is the happiness which they get, the eternity is eternity from material misery. That is the happiness they get, free from the material miseries. But still, there is no service to the Lord, and then gradually they fall down.
And what this impersonalist says that the person form of the God has come from the impersonal form. Means they say the other way around. Like that, their philosophy means the means Krishna appeared from his impersonal form, and we say that the impersonal form emerged from his person form. Like that, we Vaishnavas say that is a big debate since
It is
long.
that is what, Prabhu, our knowledge should be fixed, firm, faith. We should follow one process. If we go here and there will be many. That is what he said. We should understand that the Lord can be understood by the three aspects, isn't it? Vadanti tu tattva vidas, tattva vijnanam avyayam, brahmeti, paramatmeti, bhagwan iti shabdati. So these are the three. We understood that. What is Brahman feature? It is the effulgence of the Lord. It is one of his characteristics. But they accept, but they do not accept the personal form of the Lord. That is the biggest mistake which they are doing, and thus they fall down.
Yes, correct. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah. So that is what, we should be fixed and faithful, have full faith in our philosophy. This should not be deterred. That is why we are doing all these chapters, and it is being told in these chapters that it should be a haituki and a pratihata.
Yes.
They may tell, this may tell, that may tell. There are many things in this, a lot of philosophies, but we should understand that we are blessed enough. If we are, here it is said that those who worship the personal form of the Lord, they will go to Goloka. And we have come under the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a resident of Goloka. He is the who has come down to take us. So we are so blessed that it is, it depends upon how much we take. If we take it fully with great faith and affection, definitely we will go there. But if we take some other path, we will not go to Goloka.
Yes,
Any other means,
because in this I want to just set two examples. Means Prabhupada, when he went to the West, he was staying with impersonalists, and so he left his company and he went to Bauri. That is the example of an impersonalist. Means he was like disturbed by him. And the second example is Ramanujacharya. He was means his teacher was a impersonalist. That is say Yadav Prakash. So he left his company. So like in Vaishnavism also we face such people like those who believe in impersonalism. So we don't have to believe in their ideologies. We should continue with our faith. Like,
very good.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, I am sorry to say, the flow of your lecture will break, Mataji.
Which?
Because if you go on interacting with you, the flow of this your lecture, that will. If it is better to take the question and answers last, Mataji, please don't mind.
Sure, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
We have almost finished the chapter, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, I do agree. What you have prepared to say, anything else that is to be from you only, then we will be satisfied. That we were expecting that. That is the motto, Mataji. That is the our urge. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Bol, Hare Krishna. Any more questions?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Mataji, devotees say if there is no service in the liberation, we don't want liberation. But I feel naturally there will be service now, Mataji, once we go to the spiritual world. Or there also some people will be lazy without doing service, Mataji.
Yeah, that is what he said. If there is, it is written in the verse, those who are in those liberated state also, Sarupya, Samipya, once they develop that service attitude, they will go to Goloka.
So
if you are in that service mode, it is perfectly all right, even though you are in those liberated position.
Yes, Mataji.
There should be that service attitude is, because we are servant, that is our position. That is what it is said that, we have to.
Yes, Mataji. So naturally, everybody will serve.
We cannot guarantee that, no? There may be, but one thing is there. Once you Sarupya, Samipya, and all, from there is no fall down. But from there, you can go to Goloka if you desire to serve the Lord.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, just one doubt. While we talk about service, Shantarasa, there is no service, no, Mataji. There are people serving in Shantarasa also, right? Correct,
Shantarasa
right?
as the tree, the flute.
So they don't have service, right? Is my understanding right?
Shantarasa, like it becomes like the flute, It has been used by Krishna in that way. He is being used in service.
Used in service rather than be. Okay, got it, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
In Shantaras, human form is not there. There are other forms except human form. We can say human form is not there.
Yeah.
Mataji, one more doubt I have in Goloka. Sorry, Mataji, last doubt is they say that Krishna has a lot of people like parrots, dogs and all that as Krishna's friend. What rasa they fall under, Mataji? Do they also come under Shanta rasa, or will they also come under Sakya rasa and other stuff? That's been
very difficult to comment on that, Mataji, in what rasa, because there it is all the rasas are there. Some may show Vatsalya rasa. In that Vatsalya rasa also there will be the other rasas also, getting angry, getting
no, not that, Mataji. I'm talking about the animals. They said the cow, I'm talking about like flute you told is Shantaras. So what I was asking is there are animals. They
the
say
cow
Krishna has
and the
dog,
animals,
parrot,
maybe, yeah. It depends upon that, like Dasya rasa, right? Where they want to serve him, the Dasya rasa. We can think in that way.
Oh, okay, Mataji. That's been. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So I'd like to thank Her Grace Susevika Mataji for a very, very wonderful session, very interactive session, lot of questions and answers, and too much of, I would say, ecstasy, drowning everybody in happiness. Thank you, Mataji. We'll have to end here. I know if there are further questions, you may, write on the WhatsApp group, or you may write to me, and then I can ask Susevika Mataji to reply. But we have to end the class right now, because there is a Kannada session that is likely to start at about 12:45, and the speaker has been waiting for many sessions. So we've been told to stick to timelines for our NOG sessions. So thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So Mataji will be giving her association, like I said, every alternate Friday. So we can be very sure when we can catch Susevika Mataji to expel all our transcendental doubts. Right? Just wait every alternate Friday. One Friday Bhagavatam doubts, one Friday NOD doubts. Like that, we will get the association of Susevika Mataji.
At your mercy, Mataji. This is the mercy of the devotees. Otherwise, I am nothing.
So, Mataji, we are on the lookout now, Mataji. We should know when we can approach you, when we can catch you, so we can ask all our doubts and get clarified. So that's why I just informed all the devotees.
I'm not that qualified. It is only the mercy of the devotees that is keeping me going.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, I mean, the way you explain it, it becomes like so easy to understand. So that's why I was just mentioning. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Susevika Mataji. Thank you all the devotees. Very wonderful interaction during the sessions. We're very grateful to you. So on Monday, we will meet next. We will complete chapter number 3. And then the speaker will be doing a complete overview of chapter 3. So I would request devotees to take this opportunity of this weekend. This is also Bhishma Panchaka. You want to do more austerities. The best thing is to study Nectar of Devotion, right? Whatever Mataji has explained today, chapter 3, let's study that very nicely and also complete the remaining 4 paragraphs which are there, so that we're prepared for the Monday's class. So that we can bombard the Monday speaker with a lot of transcendental questions. We have a very wonderful speaker on Monday also. So thank you very much. Vancha kalpatharubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nectar of Devotion ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami ki jai. Her Grace Susevika Mataji ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Bhishma Panchaka Vrata ki jai. Shri Maha ki.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranam.
Pranam.
Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. With all your permission, I'm just ending this meeting.
Yes,
Thank you so
Mataji.
much.
Thank you, Mataji.